And out a little across the 25 to the 27. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And they will be led out by their second-year quarterback.
And we can talk all we want about football being a team game and leaning on different parts and aspects in order to get it done. And that's entirely true during the regular season. Some weeks it's the defense, the special teams, running the football. But in the playoffs, all the pressure reverts to the quarterback, and he has to play well and play at a really high level in order for his team to win.
Young's throw complete there to Johnson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. So into Bear territory now. This is 1st and 10 at the 46. Miles Sanders first carry of the game. And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Young to throw it. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end.
He's a rookie, and you don't want to get hung up on the word potential. But when you see him make catches like that, you keep thinking to yourself, he's good now. He's got a chance to be great with plenty of work.
They'll try and run forward with Sanders. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. They're able to convert with a gain of 4.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kevin Byard. And the Bears are going to have it here at their own 32-yard line. And certainly, look, you're on the road in the playoffs. That is a suboptimal start, opening drive INT.
And, partner, sometimes I wonder, do these teams talk about it to such an extent that maybe you almost talk yourself into the turnover when you're trying to avoid it?
Yeah, maybe they get a little too worried about keeping the football, and then you give it to the other team right off the bat. And, look, we said it on the road. This is just a terrible start for them.
It is, and now they've got to rely on their defense.
That's good for a 1st down. There's a guy who went over 1,000 yards receiving in the regular season, and now he's got his first catch of the playoffs. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown Bears. CeeDee Lamb, 54 yards. And the Bears are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Santos with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays, a long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And no return here for Sanders. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
After 7-0 on EA Sports. Panther football to start quarter number 2. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now a give, right side. Brooks. They're going to get about 3 here as he's out to the 30. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Now Young. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Carolina punt team out there led by Johnny Hecker. Fielded at the 43. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Following the punt return here, there is someone shaken up. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Off play action. Williams. That is caught by Lamb. And taking it to the yards. Gives him a new set of downs. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Williams. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Under pressure, they got him again. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. A great effort there. 33 yards. And the Bears will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. The touchdown here, Santos to kick this one away. And no return here for Sanders. The Panthers going to go back on offense here late in this first half. Well, not much time remains here in this first half. We'll see if they can get something out of this drive, at least a field goal. They could certainly use it, down by 2 scores. And he cannot get away, and Young will go down. The first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On 3rd down, they turn to Sanders. And they will get to him behind the line, but the clock continues to tick down. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Taking on the midfield logo. And good work bringing that one back as he picks up about 16 on the return. And control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Santos' kick is up and through, and that will extend their lead even further. Still a little bit of time left here in the 2nd quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. We haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now here's Young. And that one too wide and incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. Well, look around the NFL. We'll have to wait for postgame because we are moving right through halftime and on to the 3rd quarter. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. 2nd half action back underway. This fielded right at the goal line. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. It's a foot race. And they are not going to catch him. He's in. Touchdown, Bears. And people still trying to get back to their seats from the concession stand here at the start of the 3rd quarter. And boom, we got points points on the board.
And you just identified why the bulk of stadiums have increased presence in the concession areas, right? TVs, loudspeakers, so people can still follow the game. And right now, they're bummed out that they missed that big return to start this half.
So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be second down. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
And give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. A gain there of 21 yards. On first down, it's Brooks. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50. Another modest gain there on that one. And I think, Charles, you can probably pin part of the deficit on a failure on their part to really get this ground game established.
Yeah, and they've really struggled to be multidimensional in this one, haven't they, partner? Because they have to be extremely one-dimensional now if they hope to get back into this game. They'll have to do it and hope to have success through the air.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. From the shotgun, it's Young. Pressure, and he's taken down. A big sack. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to fourth down. Here's Johnny Hecker now as he's on to punt for Carolina. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
He'll fire deep, looking for more. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be third down.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
Meanwhile, a final play here is incomplete, and that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter of play. Back now at Soldier Field. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Bears first down as they manage to convert. And that'll keep the drive alive. Let's go. Again, he'll drop to throw. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown. And the blowout continues. So still throwing here in the fourth quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to, because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. Their hopes of advancing past this divisional round hanging by a thread, if that, as they begin here with a 1st and 10 on the wrong side of the scoreboard. To throw, Young. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3.
Ready?
Throwing, Young. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. First catch for him in these playoffs. He was held without one last week, but he's got a first down on that effort.
Ready?
Out of the gun, it's Young. This ball taken in here by Brooks.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Young now. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. Here is 3rd and quite a ways. Young. And that will be incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And he's loose again. And they're going to finish this one off strong. It's a return touchdown to add on to their lead in the final stages. Santos with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. And no return here for Sanders. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide, but you actually see the result.
Still needing 10 yards. Now it's 3rd down. Here's Young. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. Let's take it inside his own 40. It's a 40-yard punt, but they lose yardage on the return. And control of the football, switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They have all but booked their ticket to the NFC Championship game next weekend, and they'll look to finish things off here now in this 4th quarter. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Partner, in the sportsmanship handbook, there's something to be said for calling the dogs off in a blowout. But these defenders, they also know this is the NFL, and it's their job to stop them, whether they're in the game or they're down by a handful of touchdowns.
He's going to go up top again. He's got him in, complete. Now he's loose down the middle of the field. And he takes it in for the score on the game's final play, so it doesn't affect the outcome. A little whipped cream on top to their ending.
As our friends in Bayou Country would say, that's a little lagniappe, a little extra on top.
And they're moving on to the conference championship. championship. How about this?
What a tremendous feeling to get to the game that can get you to the Super Bowl. A fantastic season. Unfortunately, for the other team,